Do you want to start by introducing yourself?
Um, Hello, I'm Joe, and I am a stand-up comedian, just about.
How did you get into comedy?
I did an open spot at the Haven Arts Centre, 'cause I thought it'd be fun, and yeah, just kept doing it.
Do you have any comedy idols?
I really like Stuart Lee and Doug Stanhope, are the two people I think are brilliant. Um, I think Stuart Lee's writing is really, really good, and also I think that Doug Stanhope's sort of bluntness and the way in which the sort of pace of his routines flows and they sort of build up into this, it sort of escalates. I think it's really nice.
How would you describe your politics?
I'm a communist.
Communist, okay. What about your political idols?
Oh, I don't know. Um, well, I really like reading Chris Harman, who was a writer for a member of the SWP who died recently. Wrote a book called The People's History of the World, which was amazing. I read that while I was at university. It's like an alternative view on the entire history of the world, basically, but all about work and struggle and things like that. So, yeah, that was quite inspiring. But
Why do you mix politics and comedy in your routines?
I think that there is an innate humour in capitalism and in fascism, and I think that there's so many contradictions in the way in which capitalism works, and so many absurdities that come about, that I think that can be quite funny.
What's your view on the coalition government?
I don't really like them. They're not someone that we voted for. They've got a minority. The least popular party was the party that decided who run the government. The Liberal Democrats that were the ones that decided, which just seems completely undemocratic. And I think most people that voted Lib Dem voted on an anti-cuts vote. Most people don't want the cuts that are being made. Um, so I think they come about in a very undemocratic way.
Would you describe yourself as an alternative comedian?
Yes, I think that the problem is that what would even stuff like someone like Michael McIntyre now, who would be seen as very, very mainstream, if he was doing what he did before the alternative comedy in the late 80s, if the Comedy Store and Ben Allen and Alexis Hale and Rick Mayer, people like that, what he's doing is still really radical compared to what we had before that. In England, if you compare what Michael McIntyre's doing to someone like Bernard Manning, it's still really off the wall. The way it's not proper jokes, there's no clear punchlines as such. So I mean, what alternative comedy is now is very, very broad, and it is from the very, very mainstream to the really off the wall. So yeah, I think I am in that, but I think it's much broader than people think it is.
You recently won a student stand-up comedian competition, is that right?
Yes, it was Comedy Central's Funniest Student 2010.
Okay. How did
So,
that go about?
it's a nationwide competition, and you send in a video of yourself, and I got into the final, which was at the Comedy Store, with Ian Smith, who is now on TV, and Rhys Jones, who I think is now moving into TV stuff, but I won, but still haven't made it onto the television. So, but yeah, it was really good. It was good fun to play at the store. I hadn't played at the store before, and yeah, I think I got lucky that night.
It's a big deal, the Comedy Store, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really sort of exciting crowd. It's 500 people. It's a really, really good setup for comedy. I've done another spot since then at the Comedy Store, but they have the most amazing lineup. So yeah, everyone on the bill is a really good TV standard, and they have a couple of sort of open spots.